Hiya, and welcome back to Moonlight Castle, the game that teaches us that Dylan should... Dylan, you need to stop listening to Liam, my guy. It's not gonna end well for you. Anyways, let's just hop right in. I prepped the saves and everything. The room was already crowded. So many eyes followed me all the way to my seat. It was uncomfortable being constantly watched, hoping to find something to use against me.
Oh, damn! Today's worse than usual.
Liam casually began chatting, his voice coming from behind. I'd forgotten about him. I can't blame them. Scholarships are limited, and if you get them revoked, someone else gets it.
Did you hear yourself just now? How's that okay? It's because of that fucking speech the headmaster gave us. He made sure people were aware of this goddamn loophole.
Calm down. Why are you so mad? It's my problem anyway.
When society's unfair, I get mad. This isn't about you. I hate this place so much.
As long as I behave, there's nothing they can do. I'll be fine. Glaring is not so bad once you get used to it.
When someone's worried about you, suddenly, you become a great liar, idiot.
I didn't expect you of all people to do that.
I call it a common enemy.
Of course you do.
Is Russell doing okay? Yesterday I could tell he was shaken up.
Russell wanted to confess what happened to both Ryan and Liam, but I had forgotten about him again. Starting to feel bad for him now. He was being too nice for once. Who wasn't? I read bits and pieces in our group chat.
Not so bad, to be honest. I expected way worse. I'm wondering if there is a reason.
Yeah, the money is good, though. I'm not sure I follow. Who are you? What are you talking about? Were we supposed to find something?
Let's just scrap all that for now. I did say we would discuss this during lunch.
Fine, enough talking. I have to get some notes for my project.
I'll let you do your thing then. I don't like sitting on the front lines.
He's totally hiding something. Liam's words wouldn't make sense otherwise, unless he's crazy, and according to Ryan, we're not far from that. I managed to shake off my thoughts and get proper notes. Ryan's words truly cheered me up, thinking back on them. I could feel my chest warming up. Liam approached me yet again the moment class ended, looking like he was waiting on me. You're back. Why?
The Russell thing. Are you not coming?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at this. He sent this to me mid-lesson.
He swiped his phone and flipped it towards me. I need to talk to you in private about yesterday. Is it possible for us to meet up before lunch? They exchanged a couple more texts until Liam mentioned my name, causing Russell to stop responding. Bring him too. I could feel my heart sinking in my stomach. He must have been really upset.
You didn't get these right.
I slowly shake my head, anxious once again. His face instead showed a playful grin and an evil smile.
Sounds like you fucked up, eh? What did you do? Stealing my job? I'll have you know I carry out my role with pride.
No, you don't! Shut up already. I stood up and marched away. There was no need to fuel this fire further.
You don't even know where we're meeting up!
He began chasing I'm gonna lower my mic volume. He began chasing after me. I do! He texted it while I was looking at your phone.
Huh? Convenient.
At first I just wanted to shake Liam off me because that wasn't true at all. I was hurrying to meet Russell, wanting to hear what he couldn't say before. There he was, sitting on the bench, staring at his feet. Mind somewhere else. Thinking about us, probably. I stood there. Damn it. I stood there, lingering, watching him from afar. The fatigue of walking so fast got to me now that I had arrived. Liam moved past me and approached him first, causing Russell to wake up and exchange a look of confirmation. Then it was my turn. I froze when his eyes moved in my direction, genuinely didn't know how to behave. Liam sat down next to him, and I didn't feel like shoving myself between them, so I opted to lay against the nearby tree instead. Did he tell you?
Nope, not a word.
I see. Were you aware of us following you?
Yes. When I noticed you stopped, I grew concerned. You didn't look like the type to give up that soon.
We entered a room we believed you guys used, but turned out wrong. It seemed hard to believe, but after that we lost you.
It makes perfect sense to me.
Don't say what I'm thinking.
Hey, I told you before, we shouldn't stay grouped. That can be dangerous.
Yes, you did, but I don't find that believable.
Agree to disagree then. Anything else?
We found ourselves in an empty room with nothing but debris and a mirror. Liam's eyes suddenly opened wider.
A mirror?
What about it? I began growing uncomfortable. Just mentioning it brought back that weird experience I had with it. Liam glanced over me, noticed my disgruntled expression, and pointed at me.
You saw something.
What is he talking about? He's referring to my hallucinations before he noticed my fever. So what? He was sick, and happens to get delirious sometimes. Way to make me feel crazy.
Mirrors have always been special and mysterious items. The ability to copy and reflect what's staring at them is taken for granted. Many legends and rumors surrounding them. As a horror fan myself, the idea of it being a portal to another world is exciting. Or even better, another version of yourself, trapped on the other side waiting for you to let your guard down, drag you inside, and replace you.
Are you done? I was trying to have a serious conversation here.
You're so uptight, mister! Nothing bad's gonna happen if you let loose sometimes. Have you ever noticed how robotic you sound? How hard have you changed your heart to not let a single emotion out?
I'm well aware. You don't need to say it to my face like that. You're just as tactless as I could be.
You're right. I was hoping you'd react to it honestly. Bummer.
Guys?
Whatever. Tell me what you saw in the mirror.
It was me, I think? No, it was definitely me, but different. I held out my wrist. A mark around here, a black circle. He looked tired, his clothes scuffed and messy. He said nothing and only stared. What in the world? It's a reflection. What were you hoping for? To suddenly have a conversation with it? Nope, that wasn't a reflection. I was moving, trying to compare, and he did not move. It doesn't matter. You were hallucinating.
Weird. Were you interrupted?
At some point, I just heard Russell calling me, I think. Hang on, I want to do that thing. I want to do that thing that Alistair does, the fucking horn. I didn't call you here to discuss fantasies. I came here to apologize for scaring you at the door.
Huh?
In the room we were searching, I found a small crevice with a button. I clicked it, assuming something would unlock in our room. It did nothing, though. Why can't I stop yawning? It did nothing, though. There is no connection between the two.
Hold that thought.
Him and Ryan assumed that without electricity, the button wouldn't work. Liam snorted, and after the initial surprise, I began feeling offended.
Ah, yes. The ancient castle is powered up by electricity. Did Ryan tell you that, and you believed him?
Ignoring the way you phrased that, I agree with Liam. There are other ways to make that work regardless.
I see. Now things are making more sense.
Tell him that you're not mad at him. He couldn't have known.
No, personally, I'm not. Did it bother you, the idea of hurting someone accidentally? Huff. The smell of hypocrisy.
We're done talking. Leave. Liam shrugged, gave me a look I couldn't understand, and left us behind. I wasn't sure if he wanted me to go as well. Our conversation was not over, though. Want to sit? You've been standing still for a while now. I reluctantly obliged and joined him. There was a big gap between us, and yet I felt his presence too close to me. Why are you sitting in the corner like that? Doesn't it hurt you? I'm good. Really? I was getting smaller and smaller, unable to hold my thoughts in. I'm so sorry for telling Ryan. I wanted to relieve you of your worries, but I understand why'd you want to do that yourself. It's about trust. Sometimes I struggle with constantly. Something I struggle with constantly. I apologize if this all seemed unnecessary to you. It's not. It matters to you, and I should have respected that. From now on, I'd like to discuss it together first if it involves me. Is that fine? Yes, of course. I won't take initiative without your permission. Thanks. I accept your apology. You tried to be helpful, and you didn't know about my boundaries yet. I'll let it go. Maybe you were right. I shouldn't have worried too much. He was as stoic as always. It surprised me how nothing managed to get through his tough shell, not even Liam. And he charged at him really hard. His father, on the other hand, said one tiny remark out of love and he barely held it in. Did Liam upset you? Not at all. He seems to enjoy making other people hate him. Almost done on purpose, and it makes me wonder why. I have a feeling he could be a good person otherwise. I don't know. What Liam does or thinks isn't my problem. Yeah, just like that. It gives me the feeling that that's what he's trying to get from everyone. That sounds crazy. You think? I might be going too far. Shall we join the others? They must be waiting for us by now. God damn it! Damn it! I can't stop fucking yawning. What the fuck, body? Why are you like this? Why are you like this, body? I would thoroughly enjoy not yawning. I would thoroughly appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shoot, you're right. I completely forgot. Let's hurry. I wondered if that was true or not. Russell wouldn't tell me regardless, and I had no way of knowing either. The only option I had left was trusting him. He can't do it, but I can. The cafeteria was just as crowded as any other day, people walking back and forth waiting in line trying to keep tables busy while that one poor guy had to get food for everyone. I eyed our table and noticed Ryan staring out the hallway waiting for me to show up. He couldn't predict I'd be entering through the courtyard today, which was funny to me. Are you looking for someone? I said to him while seating myself next to him with Russell. What? How did you? He traced back my movements and quickly realized what had happened. Oh, I see now. Thank God I saw you coming. Don't do that to me ever. Under any circumstance. How many times did Liam do that to you? He stopped counting at some point.
Nah, I stopped counting the moment he punched me.
And I say cheers to that. Were we late? We all just arrived, right on time. I approve of a well-organized schedule. Just a coincidence. We don't scoff at it. This means it was meant to be. Enough chatting, I've got things to do unlike you. Rushing through your food will ruin the experience. You're supposed to take your time and enjoy it. A few words here and there will make it more pleasurable. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I instinctively looked at Ryan, doing exactly the opposite of what they just said. I am enjoying it! I have absolutely no clue how you managed to say that without swallowing. Oh my. How does he not get sick? I know, right? I literally thought the same thing earlier today. We chatted some more, shared a couple of laughs until everyone finished their share. Liam, why do you look pissed? Sometimes I'd look over Russell and be surprised time and time again that he can look perfectly fine and maybe believe it too.
Can I have your attention now? There's something I'd like to discuss with everyone.
We had fun for too long. I'd like to hear what he has to say. I am also interested in learning more if that's not a problem. Liam gave Blake a sly grin, feeling like he had won a game or something. Wolf rolled his eyes but didn't give in to that provocation. Liam then cleared his throat before starting his salesman speech.
The castle we visited yesterday was the physical embodiment of a curse. I could feel an evil presence lurking behind those walls. It followed me the entire night, never taking their eyes off me, but never acting upon it.
Yo, what the fuck? Who was stalking you?
I don't know. Did any of you feel something similar?
We all looked at each other. Concerned glances were shared. Nobody spoke up, but the answer came forward on its own.
I wonder why I didn't do anything.
Isn't it a good thing?
No, it isn't. I didn't get the chance to do my job. The curse welcomed us in and nothing happened. That's so strange.
That's because we visited an abandoned castle, Liam. There is no curse. I watched Patrice shaking like a leaf on his seat. He barely said anything and he was already a goner. True, this is some crazy horror movie plot, right? I'll never believe that.
Just because you didn't see it doesn't mean I'm lying. The castle is invisible. The curse decides who is allowed inside. You hear me?
Let's pretend you're right for a moment. I don't appreciate being put into a dangerous situation such as this without my consent.
Doesn't matter, you're fine. I just needed you to grant me that permission to enter the castle, do my job, and get out.
Who is it? Do you know that at least?
Nope. The castle went silent yesterday. I couldn't investigate shit. I can safely cross my name because I visited the campsite alone and couldn't find it.
You basically used us to find this place? You mentioned that it's your job. What does that mean?
I'm a medium, Joel. I get paid to get rid of weird supernatural bullshit such as this.
Russell snorted, causing Liam to grow upset. Are you claiming to be a ghost hunter?
I wish my job would be that simple. Removing a ghost or two doesn't remove the curse. It takes way more to clear up a place as big as that.
Liam picked up the bag he brought along and opened it for us. Holy shit! We could see a variety of weapons, weird papers, bows, bottles that contained a shining liquid, and strange accessories. This doesn't look like a job anymore.
This is some basic equipment. I tend to change stuff around after figuring out the type of curse I'm dealing with.
Fuck! Another fucking yawn. Damn it.
It's some basic equipment. I tend to change stuff around after figuring out the type of curse I'm dealing with.
Dude, this shit is bad. Really, really bad.
It is when people enter the castle and disappear, never to be seen again.
What's your motive? I can't imagine you being a hero.
When your work can cost your life, the pay is really good, you know.
My body is telling something that I need sleep. I know. I'm aware I need sleep. I'm running on 3 hours of sleep and a half-hour nap. I am going to crash as soon as I go to bed. I'm gonna crash.
When your work can cost your life, the pay is really good, you know.
He does have the vibe of being a materialistic person.
You guys know I like the occult. Is it really so far-fetched for me to get a job in this field?
The fact that you can have a job like that at all is weird, Liam.
Here's another reason, the real one.
Which is... we're listening. Liam sighed. He didn't seem willing to share that one as easily as the rest.
I've lost contact with my sister 3 years ago, and recently managed to trace back her last known movements to this castle. The same one we explored yesterday.
I guess that explains why you wanted to find it so badly.
I want to find her first, and I'll destroy this castle before it can claim more victims.
Yup, I was right to trust my gut feeling. This is crazy.
You were literally the last person I expected to agree. Just be quiet on your seat.
You told us your story. What do you want from us? Nothing. We want nothing to do with this. Get the police involved. What the fuck? I don't think he needs to tell you why that isn't going to work.
Honestly, I could do this just fine with Dylan, but you wanted to know, so here it is.
Are you going back in there tonight?
Yes, I will.
If we were to join you, can you guarantee our safety?
I don't think I can. Look in your eyes tells me that you still don't believe me.
It's a lot to take in. Please understand that it's not easy to believe your story.
This is your last call. Are you coming with me tonight or not?
No. Damn it. I should have been scared like Patrice, or maybe I should have been mad like Blake for even thinking of dragging us into this. Yet I only grew more and more interested as he explained it to me. Russell was obviously going to join him, and I didn't feel like backing down either. Sure, I'm in. My words broke the silence, leaving many surprised. Surprised? Were you paying attention? There's no way you could say yes after that. Tree, that's crazy. I want nothing to do with this. Everyone, calm down. We're all operating on the assumption that this is real. He seems to believe that, showing us plenty of proof he does at least. Exactly! I'll treat it as such and say no!
No. I wasn't expecting you to agree. I'm not forcing anyone to come along either. I will go regardless because it's my job.
Damn it! Why can't I stop yawning? Why can't I stop? Fuck. It's your job?
Forget it. Doesn't matter right now.
We already discussed this, and I still believe you're wasting your time here. You and I are enough to do this job. I'm honestly tempted to accept your offer. I personally don't believe a single word, but you can prove me wrong. I want to know if ghosts really exist. I can't exactly leave Joel alone, can I? Yes. Yes, you can. So I decided to keep tabs on Liam. If he doesn't do anything strange, then Joel will be fine too. I have absolutely no idea how this makes sense in your head. Guys, no. This is not a good idea. Not after what he just told us. This is dangerous. I am willing to compromise my partnership if you'll do something for me. Is that alright? Clyde, what in the world?
I could really use your help, honestly. Shoot, what is it?
It's something we should discuss in private, if that's fine for you. I also have a book in my bag I want you to see.
Fine. You got my attention. So, Blake, have you decided? You're the only one who hasn't answered me yet.
He began smiling, pointing and poking at him. I wish I could wipe that stupid grin off your face. His anger quickly switched to an annoyed sigh, crossing his arms and admitting defeat. What do you want me to say? I'm coming, not feeling comfortable leaving Clyde and everyone else in your hands.
Glad to see you're all on board for another exploration. Next stop is the council room, right? Should talk about that favor you wanted.
Wait, we just agreed, is that all? Shouldn't we, talk about yesterday too? Don't we need a plan or something?
That's for later. We're meeting at Russell's as always. Better discuss those things last minute. They stay fresh in your mind. If anybody wants to come along, stand up now and follow the Dylan train.
Say that again and I'll knock you out.
The Dylan train!
Everyone eventually walked out, leaving a shaken up Patrice in our hands. Patrice, you good? Could be better. He was holding himself into a tight embrace, the same way someone who is freezing would. You should come. Patrice stared at him for a bit before letting out a snort that evolved into laughter. Russell didn't flinch and kept that empty look in his eyes as he locked on Patrice. That never-changing emotionless stare convinced Patrice, causing him to stop. You're being serious! No fucking way, I've got enough problems. You'll never get over it if you keep running away from it. Damn it! Why, body? Why? Patrice turned away, feeling rather uncomfortable. I can't get over it. You can with the right minds, with the right methods. That's not how it works. Fuck. I'm gonna go get some water real quick. Nope, I'll be right back. Okay, I got water. I don't know what it is. I don't feel tired. So I'm thinking I might have a lot of excess CO2, but I don't fucking know. I'm gonna keep that water bottle right there. Water. Let me just scoot in. That's not how it works. Things don't disappear if you pretend they don't exist. You should know that I've tried. I've talked with so many people still to this day. Therapy helped a lot. I can somehow control myself. Less freaking out, no more panic attacks. Yes, before you ask, this is nothing compared to how crazy I'd get. I was told you'd lose your mind over the smallest things back in the day. Did you go walking in the woods today? I did, actually. I actually was in the woods today. A couple times, actually. Why? Does that explain something that I'm not understanding, that I'm too fucking stupid to understand? I was told you'd lose your mind over the smallest things back in the day. Did Liam tell you that? He was the only one who had witnessed the times fear controlled my body. You are ready now. Come to the castle with us. You'll save yourself. That's the only way. Or it'll fuck me up beyond repair. What? You think the curse really exists? I mean, it could. I don't really want to find out. Confronting your irrational fears would let you regain full control over yourself. I'm serious. There's nothing there. You're not alone either. It's a perfect solution. That one chance of redemption you need. I expected to hear Patrice argue back and tell him to stop, but he didn't. Tiger sat there in silence and took it. Oh, I see what you mean. I did read something about this. There's an actual therapy that forces you to face your fears. Yes, I think your doctors will be asking you to try it if you haven't. You get an opportunity to do it for free. Ryan grew worried when Patrice stopped speaking and chimed in to help his friend. We shouldn't pressure him into it if he doesn't want to. His doctors know what's best for him. I always take matters into my own hands when I can. There's no point in waiting for a solution to come. What if it never comes? You'll lose nothing by trying. I know you're saying this in good faith, but try toning it down a little. Ryan wanted this to end. He was just as uncomfortable as Patrice was, but struggled to do so. He knew there was no malice in Russell's actions, and the things he was saying came from genuine concern for him. Only Patrice had the authority to tell him off. It's just a shame seeing someone as strong as you falling prey to his own mind. Russell sighed, coming to terms with the fact that he just crossed a line just to provide a push in the right direction. I'm sorry for intruding. I believe he'll get better. Patrice shook his head, clearly upset. I don't want you to think I'm fine with this. I hate it. I don't enjoy spending my time warning people, making sure they know I'm different from them. It's awful. You have to pretend everything's fine. You gotta keep that positive outlook going, because having people take pity on me would be much, much worse. I'd feel shame, embarrassment, and regret. In the meantime, I keep asking myself if there's nothing I can do. Will I ever recover from this? I look at you, at everyone else, and I'm jealous. I want to be fine. I want to be normal again. I want to be just like you. And now you're telling me that the answer I'm looking for is in the same place that fucked me up in the first place? I hate that. I don't think I'm ready for that yet. I'm just glad you considered it. You can't give up and accept this. Never? No, I don't want to stop here. Good, that's the answer I wanted to hear. Keep trying, you'll succeed. Thanks. Russell was really harsh with Patrice, unnecessarily so. Ryan and I looked at each other, wondering the same thing. Must have been all that stress piling up. I caused it. Liam helped too, but I did this. Joel. Yes? I'm heading back. My shift starts soon. Oh, what about your classes? Have you done everything today? Let's say I did. If you have plans for the day, if you have no plans for the day, you should stop by. I wouldn't mind having company. Oh, well, I could. I have a few assignments left. Do you mind if I do it at your place? I'll make sure to leave some space for you. I watched him leave, waited until he was gone to turn my attention back to Patrice. I'm sorry for not standing up for you as much as I should have. Russell really caught me off guard. He didn't seem to be the type. He didn't say anything I wouldn't say. It's hard, sometimes painful. And when you say certain things, people think you're the bad guy. He thinks going there will help me and couldn't find another way to convey those feelings. I was shutting down. He didn't have a choice either. I'd rather not see my friends feeling sad, but I understand. Does that mean you're coming with us tonight? I don't know. I'm not making promises here. I want a second opinion. Maybe a third. Patrice sighed, stood up, and pulled out his phone. I'll be making some calls now. See you guys later. If not, see you tomorrow. Bye. I'm sorry this mess started for me. I'd never blame you for it. People argue sometimes. It's fine. Are you going home as well? I think so. I'll accept Russell's offer and study there. Hopefully he's not too distracting for you. I'm too tired for this. Not even my hat wants to help me. It's not always supposed to be a joke, you know. We all deserve attention. Maybe next time it will be my turn. I personally prefer a nap right now. Should I drive you? Nope, that's crazy you even asked me. I'll walk. Stop spoiling me. Alrighty then. Text me if anything juicy happens later. I'm going to study. You hear that? Studying. Ryan smiled at me, patted my shoulder, and walked away. I was now completely alone, sitting at the table by myself. A sigh escaped my mouth. I needed to rest. Too much mental stress today. I didn't stall for too long. The day wasn't over yet, and I'd rather rest somewhere comfy at least. So I got up and walked home, readying myself for the second part of the day that was about to unfold. There was a familiar smell only your home has, and I really missed it today. I wanted nothing but to relax now, with just me and my academic notes. Ryan looked in a hurry to go somewhere, though I didn't ask why. I get that he also needed his space after what happened today, and I wasn't going to ask him to stick around longer. Helping others felt nice, and was surely the right thing to do, but what about me? Was I going to have to pretend everything was fine on my end? Would I need to keep pretending I have zero issues? I can't do this right now. I'm too preoccupied to throw any effort into it. I shoved these problems back into the closet they crawled out from and locked them in. She's not here. They're not here. I left. I'm done thinking about it. My priority should have been gathering all the notes I needed to study and meeting Russell at his place. It was easier for me to not let intrusive thoughts in when someone else was keeping me company. I just hoped we were good now. We were, right? He accepted my apology, at least that's what he claimed. But he seemed really good at bottling everything inside and looking fine. My phone buzzed in response, almost as it read my thoughts and wanted to share its own opinions on the matter. Yeah, totally. I got a sudden work call. Mind if we meet directly at Russell's later? I have to take this. I could see that he had just typed it as he was still online, staring at the same chat as me. Sure, take care. I was obviously going to agree, but I appreciated him asking that. He was working for his uncle as a mechanic, if I remembered correctly. I thought that was odd, because it's just fixing cars and it's a family business. Will they really ask him for a car-related emergency? I guess he must be really good. I didn't know, and it didn't matter. There was nothing left for me to do, so I grabbed my bag and walked out. The streets were always crowded, but now I was outside during the busiest time of the day. Thankfully, I wouldn't be walking for long because I hated how noisy it gets here. It was hard to tolerate both the people yelling and arguing and trying to get on top of one another with the constant honking from the cars stuck in traffic. Nighttime was much more peaceful. I took out my headphones and drowned it all out with some music. I had hoped to see people heading to the same place as me, but instead they would stop at the sparkling cafe sitting on the main road, not bothering to get deeper inside and find the hidden gem waiting for them. Truly disappointing, they're missing out. More for me. The inside was just as empty as I remembered it. This was always a worrying sight for me, now worsened by what Russell's father implied before. Russell was there, standing behind the counter, reorganizing supplies, unbothered by the drought I was witnessing. I'm sure he was worrying, but he masked it perfectly. You're here. Welcome. Hi. I sheepishly made my way to the front counter and sat down. You look tired. These days I did feel more fatigued than usual. That wasn't the real issue. I was painfully aware of how defensive he gets when the cafe is mentioned. True, I didn't sleep much today. There was no way for me to bring up this topic without making him mad, and, well, things had just calmed down. I wasn't ready for a second round. I know what to do. He turned around, picked up a mug from his shelf, and started preparing something for me to drink. Thanks. I would pay for that. I refused to have another Ryan situation here. In the meantime, I emptied my bag and dumped all my notes on the counter. You sure you can do it? I wanted to say yes, but instead my body decided it was the perfect opportunity for a yawn. Wow, that is relatable. Of course. Deep down I knew that was going to happen. What are these notes about? This is for IT. He's a computer nerd! Same, Joel, same. Drinking water helps. This is for IT. Do you like it? Yeah. I had the impression you were doing it because you have to do it. No, I do like it. I don't like everything about it. But I enjoy the career path I chose. I'm guessing today's one of those days then. There's this exam coming up that is literally eating me inside. There's knowledge that I'm being forced to learn that we don't need. I get that. It's like they need filler to make my studies last longer, or arguments unrelated to what I'm supposed to learn. I groaned as I skimmed through the pages, looking at all the things I wrote, attempting to make everything as simple as possible. Here, get some caffeine in your system or you'll fall asleep. When it's this boring, not even coffee can save you. I will fall asleep regardless. I took a sip. At least it tastes good. My procrastination was destined to end here, unfortunately. I prepared all I needed to learn and start working. The door suddenly swung open, waking me from that trance-like state I was in. It took this long just for one client to get in here? That wasn't a good sign. Then I felt someone patting my shoulders. They passed by to reach the counter, so I looked up and realized that it wasn't just a random client. Seems like I'm not the only one who came up with the idea of hiding here. My room remained undefeated, after all. It is somewhat peaceful at times here. What can I get you? The usual. Damn it, I'm using the wrong voice. The usual. Russell turned around, and as the silence took over, Blake took a deep breath and sighed. It was the indistinguishable noise of someone who is bothered by something. I did that shit all the time. What's wrong? Blake gave me a look and chuckled in response. I did the thing again, didn't I? Yep. I'll tell you, but first answer this question while I wait for the coffee. Let's say I'm doing something stupid, something that can easily be avoided, but I'm refusing to cooperate no matter what. Would you let me do it, or would you stop me even if that means damaging our relationship? It depends. Oh, I like that. Why? I always hear people saying how burning yourself is the best way to learn. But I don't want you to get hurt unless it can't be avoided. I guess I'd let you make stupid mistakes, even if that means having one less friend. I would never stop being your friend over this. I'd be a little grumpy for a little bit, but I'd know you were coming from a place of love and I'd accept it. Is this about Clyde? Blake didn't answer, but I could safely assume that it was. He faced Russell instead, who was still finishing the coffee for him. What's your opinion? There are mistakes worth making, regardless of right and wrong. If you believe in what you're doing, stick to it until the end. You can take responsibility afterward. I take it that you won't stop me. You know why you're doing it. Nobody else knows and understands that better than you do. I see. These answers truly reflect your personality, Russell. Always fully committed to everything you do. Russell handed him his coffee and Blake carefully sipped it. A strong aroma entered my nostrils. I had an argument with Clyde over Liam. I don't think our opinions would be so different. Russell was staring at Blake, but the wolf wasn't doing the same because his eyes were closed. I was told you were checking on a book Clyde retrieved from the castle. Oh, I left before that. We were discussing Liam's prankster career these past 2 years. That's not what I expected to hear. You know I never liked him. I wanted him gone, even expelled. Really? He might be annoying, but I don't believe that's enough to outright ban him. Blake didn't answer, but I could sense some hostility toward me that he was trying to keep under control. Did I say something wrong? Did he do more than just some silly pranks? The stray cat incident. What's that? Hearing my confusion, Blake's anger quickly faded as he seems to have acknowledged my ignorance on the matter. You really don't know? It happened at the end of your first year. We don't talk about my first year. That was the year I had to leave my family behind and start living on my own. I was, like, really busy that year. Care to give me some details? Blake pointed at a scar. This happened. Someone released a stray cat on campus. I'm assuming he felt threatened and attacked a girl who just wanted to help the poor thing. I was nearby, so I came to help restrain the cat. The little pest almost got my eye in the process. This sounds like an accident. Chances are the cat just happened to trespass by mistake. Maybe he lost his way. It was premeditated. Whoever thought of this great idea left clues behind on purpose, like they wanted us to know. And what's the reason for accusing Liam as a culprit? We had witnesses claiming someone who looked just like him brought this cat on campus. And would it be so far-fetched of me to say that this is the kind of bullshit he would do? They didn't have definitive evidence to punish Liam. True. He's always stayed as the main suspect, and in the meantime, these funny incidents continue to this day. Wait, it didn't stop? They happen maybe once a week. Sometimes the culprit takes a break and lays low. I see. That window shattering in my classroom last week was on purpose then. Thankfully nobody got hurt, but it has to stop and I wanted it to end. Clyde thinks Liam didn't do it? Yes, and that's the whole story. And honestly, now I'm not so confident he did it either. My advice remains the same. I heard you. I just need time to adjust, take it all in and move on. I want this guy gone. Whether it turns out to be someone else is irrelevant to me. I'm sure Clyde knows how important this is to you. Don't feel bad, okay? He's totally thinking about you right now. I should head back. I don't think I can face him right now. You can stay here with us. You have to say, please don't leave me alone with Russell. I can't keep going like this, please. Let there be no more studying for today. A tempting offer. How about sharing something worth my while? Ah, shit, I knew exactly where he was going.
Read the room, Blake. You're going to kill me here.
Oh, you know, my life isn't exciting. Nothing special happens to me on a daily basis. Blake hummed in response. It sounded like an agreement, but I could easily see that hint of sarcasm hiding underneath. I met Patrice on my way here and took the opportunity to check on how he was feeling, because I remembered how we left him. He looked quite upset. I experienced some relief now that the conversation had moved away from me. I imagine hearing about Liam's sister in the castle was tough for him to digest. I thought so too, but then I heard something else. Something Russell did while everyone else was away. Something only Ryan saw. I raised an eyebrow in confusion, which led me to face the bull with concern. Blake's voice still carried a playful tone, so I decided to just see where this was going. I told him the truth. I believe you, but have you taken a moment to consider how you delivered that truth, or even whether the truth was the right thing to say in this situation? Blake let his statement hang in the air, giving Russell the opportunity to think about it. So he took another sip. When the bull failed to respond, he continued. Not everyone is you. The truth might have been the answer for you, but it wasn't the answer for Patrice. That's what I'm trying to say. Would you rather watch as he keeps failing? Giving himself more pain. I'm aware that what I said didn't help him, but sugarcoating things isn't going to work either. That's what friends do, yes. It might be uncomfortable to watch, but that's exactly why you're there in the first place. If you truly care, you can handle a portion of the pain your friends go through. I disagree. Why wait when you can fix them now? No, all you'd be doing is making your friends hide their problems away because they know you don't want to see their pain. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm trying to make you aware of this. I'm sure that in a different situation, you wouldn't have done that, but this time you did it because it was a sensitive subject to you. Maybe it reminded you of something? It didn't. I was showing him the fastest way to get better. Russell can be really straightforward. He might have pushed Patrice to fight his issues, but I worried about how he delivered that message. What about Joel? Are you also doing that for him? Fuck, he really did go there in the end. I clung to my hat and retreated to safety. Joel lied to me. He broke my trust and breached my boundaries. Don't speak of things you know nothing about. I shouldn't run away now, but I really wanted to disappear anyway. Is everything black and white to you? Truth can be bad and lies can be good. I don't know the details, but I believe he'd never do that on purpose to hurt you. Enough, Blake! We're not enemies, Russell. Stop looking at us that way. We don't want to hurt you. True, but I ended up hurting him anyway. I was truly sorry for that and I felt lost, incapable of conveying my feelings. I can be stubborn sometimes, but I'm trying to move on too. Russell then gave me a kind look filled with regret. I'm just slow. Oh, I learned that the hard way. A loud frenetic knocking interrupted our discussion. It was so sudden my heart skipped a beat. It lasted a few seconds and then things got quiet again. I immediately sensed some veiled tension in Russell, watching the way he scrubbed the stains off those plates. Then it repeated itself, harsher than before, demanding attention from him, but Russell ignored it fully. Aren't you going to get that? This wasn't a customer. The sound was coming from the side, from a door that led into the alley, where Russell carried out the garbage, maybe? I will soon. He reluctantly complied, maybe motivated by Blake? Or was it an obligation he was delaying on purpose? I couldn't exactly tell. I have a bad feeling. Lower your voice and wait for it. I figured Blake wanted Russell to leave first, so I watched him until the bowl was gone. Should we? I hated being placed in the same stupid situation again. All my hard work wasted. He teased me and I felt the hat urging me to hide. Sorry about that. He led the way and waved for me to move after him. Follow me and don't make a sound. Blake and I walked along the wall, but no matter how close I was to that door, I couldn't hear a single sound. They were so loud before, and now they were completely mute. Blake's ears flicked, shifting in place, clearly capable of capturing their conversation. So annoying, I wanted to hear it too. My eyes caught a tiny window that could give me a clear picture of what I was missing. Blake grabbed me by the collar when he noticed I was climbing up there. Stop, they'll see you. He lowered his voice to hide our presence, so I matched him. But I don't see anything. Loan sharks. Russell's being threatened over some late payment. Shit, is he in danger? I'm not sure. It depends on who exactly came here to deal with him. Blake's eyes widened and my fears received a big boost. Stay still and don't talk. I felt my heart racing, ringing in my ears. These fears mixed well with my feeling of powerlessness. Russell, where are you? He suddenly yelled, catching me off guard by raising his voice ever so slightly. I ordered a beer like 10 minutes ago. Where the fuck is it? I was confused for a couple of seconds before understanding what was going through his mind. I swear, if you don't get your ass over here, you can forget about me tipping you. Blake motioned for the counter, so we hurried back to our seats, pretending to be none the wiser. How's the situation? I can only presume you were protecting him by doing that. I heard too, but there could have been more. I thought they'd throw empty threats, but they were armed. Wanted to avoid a worst-case scenario. They know he has customers waiting for him, so now things should calm down. God. This was genuinely freaking me out. I had never had someone point a gun at me. Just trying to see it from Russell's eyes was traumatic enough already. The door opened and seeing the bull safely returning to the counter injected me with relief. Good call. They were quite aggressive today. Being reminded of potential witnesses must have turned them off. He knew we knew. That didn't justify how nonchalantly he praised Blake. Can you please tell me what's going on? Why are you in this situation? He looked upset at first. I knew he hated when people pried into his personal business unannounced. But I was genuinely scared. It was my idea. He wouldn't have noticed without me barging in. The two shared a long stare, that infamous glare I was always avoiding. You wanted to make sure you were okay. Blame me if you have to, but give Joel a break. I wasn't feeling good, but I didn't think he would have caught on to that. Russell groaned in defeat and backed away. They were trying to get me to pay, but I have nothing to give. Whose debt is it? It's mine. I took a big loan to keep this place alive. I won't ever let it die. Return the money immediately. You don't want to mess with those people. I can't. I don't have it anymore. That's bad. How much are we talking here? Russell didn't seem willing to share that information. Considering what I heard, this has been going on for a while. Now I'm scared to think about your interest rate. What can we do if there's something I don't have? It's money. Stop. This isn't your problem to begin with. I'll see it resolved. Russell, if I may. No, I don't want to hear another word. You two have meddled enough. I'm showing my gratitude by not getting mad at you for crossing my boundaries again. But the conversation ends here. You will not tell anyone about this, understood? You're so unbelievably stubborn. Fine, have it your way. Good. That's how it should be. He walked inside the kitchen and left us alone again. He didn't look like he wanted to find a solution. I know, I had the same feeling. But what can you do right now? Are you going to forcefully charge in and help him? You can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped. You'll have to be patient and wait for the right moment because, well, he said it himself. He's very slow, I know. It's just hard for me to pretend this never happened. Let's hope it won't be too late. Want something to drink? I gestured a negative answer and reached for my phone. What time is it anyway? The others should be arriving here shortly, and I wasn't ready. I knew for a fact that anyone could notice something was wrong with me. Drinking, though? Did I really want to drown it all in alcohol? Fuck no. I won't stoop this low. Blake patted me on the shoulder to show his support. Just mention the other thing in case anyone asks. Most likely Ryan will. Fair. I needed a moment alone to unwind. I went outside to breathe some fresh air. Maybe that would help me adjust faster. I'll be back in a bit. Take your time. It was getting late, and the moon slowly showed itself through my window. I sat on the edge of the sidewalk to better enjoy the view. Looking at it made me feel enchanted, calming my soul with its positive energy. Ryan should be appearing any second now, and I thought it'd be way easier to tell him what happened here, away from everybody else. Then I felt a slight tap on my back. Hey, what are you doing out here all alone? Oh, sorry, I didn't see you coming. I spotted Dylan in my peripheral vision, but he didn't bother saying anything and simply walked inside. Don't mind him, I had a feeling that he wouldn't have waited. Are you the first one here? Is that why you're outside? Blake is also here. Ah, shoot, has he talked to Russell about that thing yet? An awkward smile was all I could muster. I was not prepared for this discussion either. That was nice of him. I should buy everyone a drink, you know, to set the mood. I'll join you guys soon. I'm waiting for Ryan first. Sure, no biggie. The moment he left, I was reminded of his occult phobia. Why was he here? I thought he had vehemently refused to explore again. Guess I'd ask later. I checked my phone again. Minutes had gone by, and I couldn't help but grow concerned by the lack of communication. I understood him coming late, but I felt like he'd at least let me know about it. This spurred me to dial his number and call to check. I was still on edge from earlier, and now I was being overly cautious, wanting to make sure everything was okay and whether he was just busy with work. And he didn't pick up. It kept ringing, but nobody answered. I was sure he was okay, but my brain loved making up crazy stories when in reality he didn't notice me. We all left our phones on mute sometimes. Then I finally saw a big burly man walking towards me. His unmistakable features were like a flare in the sky, something you just couldn't miss. The bear was holding his phone, staring at it while lost in thought. Clyde was next to him, gesturing for something, pointing at his nose, then upon closer inspection, I saw Ryan's nose clogged by a tissue. Seems like he's been waiting for you. I'm rather exhausted, since it has been a stressful day for me. I hope you two won't mind if I take the plunge to find a seat inside. You're fine, everyone's inside already. Is Blake there too? Yes. I see. Now it was just the two of us. Is everything alright on your end? You were late, you didn't text me about it, now apparently you hurt yourself? Nah, I blew my nose a little too hard, don't sweat it. I guess it sounded believable. I couldn't see anything that would tell me otherwise. Uncle really put me to work today. I had to stop by my house to take a shower, and I wanted to avoid using my phone while I'm there. Oh, I didn't think you'd have those kinds of problems. Anyway, why are you here? Did Russell kick you out? Is that it? Did you really go that bad? What? No, you're misunderstanding. I think it went okay-ish? Let me tell you about what happened. I avoided mentioning the loan because Russell specifically asked us to keep it a secret, but Ryan could probably piece together that the cafe wasn't doing good. I think you're going to be fine. Hopefully he accepts my offer to work here. I want to help this place because, in my opinion, it doesn't look too good. You don't know a single thing about advertising. True, but I'm really good at asking for help. I chuckled. His positive attitude was all I needed to feel better. Maybe. We'll see what we can do. A hushed voice reached my ears, but I couldn't quite pick it up. Did you call me? Heard a rustling from the side of the building, and upon closer inspection, I saw a shadow moving around the corner. Russell himself? Someone else working with him? Oh no, it's nothing. We should go inside. I know it's early, but we're gonna leave off here tonight. My heart just isn't here right now. It is elsewhere. Oh no, I'm not going to be sleeping for a couple more hours. I still got shit to do. Anyways, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.